Hi there, and welcome to my next video on my YouTube channel, Unapologetic with Lorelei. Today is another great day being in the forest here again, and the sun is not really out there, but it's still a very nice autumn day, and temperature is really okay. And saying that, what I wanted to talk with you about today is how cabin life actually really changed my life. And I'm not saying everybody should go into cabin life, but there might be things that I'm experienced here and that changed my life. There might be things that you can also apply when you're not been living in the forest and not living in a cabin. But that sounds mysterious. It's not that mysterious, but I can share with you a few things that really did change my life, and in a great way, actually. I don't want to romanticize it because there are also some practical issues that you have to deal with, some challenges. Absolutely. But all in all, I really, really am glad I'm living here in the cabin in the forest. It's great for my creativity, my writing, and being in this area of for filming for my YouTube, and but also for my inner me. It's like it really did change my life, and it changed my life of my children as well. I can say that, and I can share more with you about it, how I end up here and what I experience from this being being the different things in my life happening since I lived here, and how it had an impact on me. And I can share that with you because you might pick up something from it, whether you want to go and live it like this as well, or you want to go into a van life, or you want to stay in the city. There's always things that you can still take from it, and I would love to share them with you. And but I will first flip the screen and share with you the area where I am at the moment, and I'll be talking on the background whilst enjoying nature, you through the camera, and me while I'm here. So I'll be seeing you on the other side of the camera. Right. Well, of course, I'm not on the other side of the camera, but I'm still on the same side of the camera. I just flipped the screen. That's how it's called. So, coming back, sharing with you this beautiful nature. Just show you a little bit the area where I am at the moment. And it's so peaceful, it's so quiet. I don't know if you can feel that through the camera, but from where I am, it feels so good. And that's a part of my cabin life. I'm so happy to say that. Um, Cabin life is slowing down. For me, it is slowing down. It meant that I came to live here in the cabin with my three children and three dogs. And I was so lucky to find this because, after all, I had to go into a rental house because of my divorce. And I ended up here in my cabin. And I'm ever so grateful for it because I came from an area also with nature, beautiful nature, but it was filled with really, really beautiful big villas and astonishing villas. And that was all nice and well, of course, beautiful, nice, but life turned out differently. And I came here into this cabin with my kids and my three dogs, and we were so lucky to have this. I mean, when I went to have a look, and the lady showed me around, and I couldn't believe it. I said, "Is this all? Not what I'm showing you, but my garden. Is this all what's included in the rent?" And she said, "Yes." I just couldn't believe it. I said, "Okay, well, this is going to be it then." And the dogs they're very old. They became very old. They died now, all of old age, but an old happy age. I must say that they had the time of their lives here. And something else that cabin life changed my life for was. Um, Things became so much clearer for me after a while. I don't want to romanticize cabin life in the forest because it does have its challenges, a lot of practical challenges. Because, for instance, the humidity in the forest is very high. So yeah, you have to deal with that. All kind of practical problems you have to solve, and you just have to learn along the way. And you sometimes you think, oh my God, why didn't I find out before? And could have saved us so much trouble, but it's all a learning process. That's for sure. Living in the cabin is a learning process, and sometimes I'm still learning every day. It's just quite challenging, but so I don't want to romanticize it, but I do love it. And as I said, it gave me this how can I say it? This peaceful feeling inside. It's not a joke. It is because even though I had a lot of challenges going on in my life around the divorce and finances, it still just made me calm the moment I knew that I was in my house and I closed the gate and and I'm in the forest here and it just I could leave everything physically and outside my door, uh, physically and mentally and symbolically. I could all leave it out. And that's a nice thing to do. Do you be able to do that to keep things out and to find your peace and not let anxiety, rule your day. And it's one of the things that I learned. That's one of the fantastic ways to do it, and it's also the simplicity of life in a cabin. It's just wonderful. I learned to become more essential with things. I know it's a pretty word, but I really mean essential because, after all, you don't have enough room to put so much in your house that you need a space in the cabin to live. So that as well, and the closeness of me and my children within the cabin. It's all ground floor and it's not big, and the closeness is incredible. We have a great time, and we still manage to give each other space and still have our own little spaces and stuff like that to not to bother each other because sometimes you do need a little bit of privacy. So there I had my cabin life, from being living in a very materialistic world, coming into a world of cabin life where everything is just where materialism becomes so unimportant, and it just gives such a great feeling. Like you don't have to strive for this and strive for that, and it's all different. And I don't know maybe exactly how to explain it, but it's a much calmer feeling, and I don't feel like chasing all the time. I'm not chasing anymore. I'm just being, and things come my way, and things go away. Things leave your life, and things come new things into your life, and with that cabin life, I just take it all much more easier. I'm not so complicated with it anymore, and the creativity that me and my children, we became much more creative because okay, we still have the TV, we have Netflix and all kinds of streaming uh, things on our TV. But sometimes you just say, well, I don't really want to have a look at it. I just want to go and do something else. Want to enjoy the area or enjoy the forest, or I'm going to do my gardening, which is another challenge altogether. But even gardening became a different kind of thing because I cannot treat my garden in the forest the same as my fancy big expensive garden where I used to live, where an architect designed the garden and all the rest of it, and the maintenance is very high. And for me, it's very low in the garden because I had to learn that. I had to unlearn to want to do too much in my garden now for around my cabin because I just have to let nature do its thing. And sometimes I have to have to put a stop to it because it's growing too much toward the cabin, and uh, and then I'll just go and do my thing again in the forest, which is also just such a nice way of being outside. Well, for me anyhow. But saying that, I do think a lot of things that I'm doing in the cabin, you can also do whether you're living on the 34th floor in your apartment. You can still find, and you have to, I believe, find things that you can leave the outside world out and enjoy your life in your apartment and inside and set your own vibe. Because many times the vibe, I believe, has to come from inside, and it's not always easy. The environment does help. I'm absolutely convinced of that. Because, I mean, look at what I'm showing you. It's so wonderful. It's just so wonderful and quiet. And that's another thing you have to get used to sometimes, the silence. But once you learn to deal with that and learn to appreciate it, that's another so big added value to your life. And I hope you can enjoy a little bit. I cannot totally give the right vibe maybe through the camera, but I can assure you it's a great feeling. So, all in all, I think cabin life gave me more slowness in my life, more being more creative, on all sorts of things, not just artistically wise, but creative and how to deal with things that are going wrong in my house and things need to be fixed. Or just the simplicity of things, I became to be aware of them much more and appreciate it much more. And look now, the sun is trying to come through. All of a sudden, I see blue pieces of blue sky. Isn't that wonderful? That is wonderful. And the whole thing, the connection with nature and the connection inside the cabin with each other, with the family, it's just a great feeling. And I hope you realize that you can do that also, or try to do as much as possible where you live now, and enjoy that too. As I said, I can't romanticize cabin life. I can only tell that it changed my life for the much better, and it feels much better on me than the life in the more materialistic kind of vibe, kind of nature. And no offense for people who have the big houses, of course. So with saying that, well, I hope that without the cabin life, you can still also try to slow down and be more simplistic in the things that you like, that you want, that you do. Choose the essential things for you, find out what brings you the same kind of feeling cabin life brings me, and you'll be cruising through life much more nicer probably than what you have maybe done so far. Maybe you're all right and all set and good and happy. That's just great for you. I'm really happy for you. But if not, then maybe I have inspired you or hint you towards something that you might try to apply in life, or chop and change it a little bit according to your liking and onto your life. So saying that, I do believe you can achieve it, whether it's cabin life or not. For me, nature helps, and maybe you can also look up nature somewhere where you live. I love the sea, I love the mountains, but where I live we don't have mountains, so I will have to go to Spain or to another country here in Europe. But saying that, I'm pretty happy where I am now, and I really enjoyed cabin life, and I hope you can enjoy your life and your living surroundings the same as I do this year. So saying that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the nature. You see the contrast here. There's some gray skies, and I just showed you here the sunshine, the sun that came through on here. So yeah, isn't nature wonderful? Okay, so I'm going to end this now, and I wish you a very nice day. Take very good care of yourself with whatever plans you have, and I hope you stay safe. So I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.